Hello and welcome to Bunk Analysis. In this show of Coast to Coast, George Noory hosted a surprise guest, Butch Witkowski, who is the founder and director of the UFO Research Center of Pennsylvania. According to Witkowski, about 40,000 people go missing per year in the United States. This is cited as evidence for UFO abductions and interdimensional portals. A huge number of people going missing each year does not really mean anything outside of that. Some people get abducted by acquaintances. Others go drifting or under the table, so to speak, to do not so legal jobs. The existence of an interdimensional portal means that somehow we can be transported between time and space. I would think most governments would want to get in on this type of technology in order to correct past mistakes. Anyway, the transport of people across time and space is very physics-based. Time cannot be spliced because time represents every physical act which involves an expenditure of energy. Simple thermodynamics tells us that energy expenditure cannot be reversed and must occur at certain rates which are governed by the system. For example, if you burn methane into carbon dioxide and water, the water and carbon dioxide cannot just be put back together to form methane. It requires an additional expenditure of energy to do so. In other words, it takes energy to quote-unquote reverse time, and therefore time travel to the past is energetically unfeasible. Now similarly, the methane will burn at a certain rate to release carbon dioxide and natural gas. In the context of a gas furnace, just a little bit of gas is burned at a time. Whereas if you just burned a pocket of methane all at once, the reaction proceeds at a certain rate which is based on physical properties. By claiming to be able to jump to the future, the implicit assumption is that physical reactions can somehow happen faster than they are physically allowed to happen. The same goes with transiting space. People have mass. Mass has inertia, and it requires energy to move from place to place. To jump from one place to another instantly would violate the basic existence of inertia and the fact that energy cannot be expended fast enough to make this feat thermodynamically favorable. According to Witkowski, UFOs also are responsible for missing people, and two people witnessed a person being pulled up into a UFO by a light beam. Who knows what these people saw, but as far as science is concerned, gravity is an inherent property of matter and so is inertia. The amount of power that it would take to supposedly vacuum the person into a spacecraft would also in the process vacuum dirt, plants and rocks which are much lighter into the craft. It is unlikely that there is a fuel in existence which could fly a spaceship and lift people into the craft at the same time. To do so would require so much energy it would probably deplete the fuel supply very fast. If the aliens really existed, they would land their craft, open the hatch and shoot a stun gun, drag the person into the craft, and lift off, just because it saves a lot on fuels. Maybe in some other video I will explore how these crafts could be generating lift and thrust. Right now I have had enough. Now this guest Witkowski then jumps to a whole different topic, which is about a haunted house in Pennsylvania. The people living in this house witnessed a light turn on by itself, felt a presence at night and even heard a female doll talk in a male voice. While this is certainly disturbing, it is generally a sign of schizophrenia in which people are paranoid and can have hallucinations. The brain might be able to affect our perceptions, but physical things do not just happen. Energy needs to be expended, and as far as I'm concerned, ghosts do not have energy. Thanks for listening.